Good morning, and thank you for all being here today. I would like to tell you I'm having this press conference because of an incident that happened in Fresno. Look, sexual assault happens a lot across our country all the time, but this one was brazen. It happened in the broad daylight in a walking trail where the individual was going down a walking trail and she was attacked by the suspect. Uh, we worked on this day one, and our detectives found out who the individual was within 2 weeks. This was a brazen incident that took away the safety and feelings of the people in the neighborhood. So I want to thank my investigation team for doing that. Also, our patrol captain is here, Captain Fisher, as well. But right now, I want to introduce the lead of our detective agency, Captain Dahlia Simon, who will come up and tell you more about the investigation. Captain.
Good morning. I'm Captain Dahlia Simons with Fort Bend County Criminal Investigations Division. And here to my left, I have Lieutenant Scott Hademeyer and Sergeant Leslie Vaught, Detectives Melissa Tobias and Detective Matthew Drake. Everybody was involved in this case. They took some form of lead in this case and working alongside other agencies so that way we can locate a suspect. So on March the 22nd at approximately 2:45 p.m. in the broad daylight, there was a sexual assault that was reported by a 40-year-old female victim who was walking the trail at the 4000 block of West Teal Run Estates, or the Estates of Teal Run Recreation Center. There's a jogging trail by the retention pond. The female was out there feeling safe in her neighborhood and where she lives. And at that time, that's when the suspect, who was later identified as Malik Tristan, 19 years of age, sexually assaulted her. So this investigation started on that day, on March the 22nd. And from that day, the detectives and different teams got together, canvassed the area, and worked around the clock, canvassing the area, locating different people to talk to, as far as to going and to businesses. And so within 2 weeks, there was a person of interest that was identified, Malik Tristan. There was an incident, a patrol incident, where that person of interest came to light. Also, HPD, their sketch artist, was involved in building this sketch of the suspect. The suspect was employed in a nearby location, and the clothing fit the description of that place of employment, and people were able to identify him from this sketch. The sketch was a really good sketch that people were able to see that sketch and give an identification of the suspect. So the detective continued working on this case, and she continued communication with, once she was able to communicate with the suspect, she was able to communicate with him. And on May the 28th, the suspect turned himself in on other outstanding warrants. He was placed on a photo array. He did try or attempt to change his appearance. He was placed in a photo array. The victim was able to identify him, and the detectives then conducted an interview of the suspect, and the suspect admitted to the sexual assault, providing details of this incident, details that were not released to the public and are only known by the victim and the suspect, of course, with law enforcement. The agencies that were involved in in assisting us with our investigation were the fire marshals, Crime Stoppers, and of course the public, Fort Bend County SO Gangs Unit, Fort Bend County SO detectives, and the sergeants. Everybody was out there on the streets during the day and nighttime. Fort Bend County Sheriff's Office Crime Reduction Unit, the Teal Run Contract Deputies, the Texas Rangers, Fort Bend County Sheriff's Office Crime Analyst, Fort Bend County District Attorney's Office, and of course the HPD with the sketch artist. So this time, the suspect there was a warrant that was issued for the suspect on the sexual assault, which is a felony. The warrant was for sexual assault, and it was issued by County Court at Law Number 4 with a $150,000 bond. And at this time, I will turn it over to Sergeant Bott for any additional questions.
Does the suspect know the victim?
The suspect does not know the victim.
Okay, but about the suspect, what's his criminal background? Does he has any criminal background?
Can I don't think I can comment on his history.
Due to age. Yes, ma'am.
Para Estrella TV, Noticias 61 Houston en español. Sí. Si nos pueden compartir la información, perdón, llegué un poco tarde por la sección del tráfico, pero si puede hablar en español sería perfecto.
Soy la capitán Dalia Simons con el condado de Fort Bend, y en marzo 22 del año 2022 aproximadamente a las 2:45 de la tarde fue reportado que hubo un asalto sexual en el condado de Fort Bend. Era en el lugar de Teal Run, y era una víctima, señora de 40 años de edad, alrededor de 40 años de edad. Ella andaba caminando alrededor del parque, y cuando andaba, este hombre la asaltó sexualmente. Esta investigación, fueron varias agencias que conducieron esta investigación y que nos ayudaron a poder localizar la persona que cometió este crimen. Esa persona fue identificada como Malik Tristan, de 19 años de edad. La ropa que llevaba él puesta es una ropa que se pudo identificar como el área de trabajo donde trabajaba el muchacho Malik Tristan. Y entonces varias agencias ayudaron a poder encontrar a esta persona de interés. Cuando esta persona tenía también órdenes de arresto que eran anteriores, que tenía anteriormente él. Entonces estas órdenes de arresto, él se entregó el mayo 28, y cuando se entregó el mayo 28, Malik Tristan había cambiado su forma de que se miraba él, y entonces lo pusieron en una serie de fotos, y en esa serie de fotos la víctima la pudo identificar. Después de identificarlo, los detectives hablaron con él, y él fue en ese momento que él dijo que él cometió el asalto sexual. Entonces dio detalles del asalto sexual, detalles que solamente sabían las personas, la víctima, la persona sospechosa y el departamento de policía. Y este fue un asalto sexual que no es común como los demás, porque este asalto sexual no fue un familiar, una amistad o alguien que conocieron sobre las redes sociales. Esta fue una persona que esta persona fue víctima de alguien que era muy desconocido, y ocurrió en el día.
Por ejemplo, ante esta situación, a partir de ello se va a implementar un poco más de monitoreo por parte de las patrullas en diferentes áreas, ya que usted lo está mencionando, no es en el hogar, no es por la familia, es simplemente cuando una persona está en el exterior.
Sí, siempre se está monitoreando más el área, y el sheriff, él tiene un grupo que se llama el Crime Reduction Unit, y esa unidad de policías patrullan en diferentes áreas y a diferentes tiempos, y cuando ocurre esto, ellos siempre están incluidos en esas investigaciones, solo que tiene un programa donde hay más policías para poner en la comunidad.
Okay, las personas que están ante esta situación, ¿qué deben de hacer? ¿A dónde tienen que llamar? ¿A quién tienen que recurrir?
Las personas que están en una situación así, es importante que den a conocer las autoridades. Si tienen miedo de que tal vez que alguien los vaya a conocer o de amenazar o algo, es importante que dejen saber a sus autoridades. Nosotros sabemos cómo poder detener esa información anónimamente y seguir investigando.
Talk about, if you can, just the victim and witnesses being able to give such a good description for the sketch artist to make that easier on you guys in identifying your suspect.
Being able to have a sketch artist was very helpful because the victim was able to she was able to give a description of the suspect, such a good description that it assisted the sketch artist with her sketch as far as to the way that the hair was, the length of the hair, and so much that whenever persons that knew Malik Tristan were able to look at that sketch and say, I recognize that person. That person is Malik Tristan. And so that was very helpful.
What message do y'all want to give the community, especially walking in these trails, different trails, maybe around the county? What could you tell them?
I'd like to let the community, what we'd like the community to know is that law enforcement is always here for you, that if you notice anything suspicious or anything that that occurs to you, that you contact law enforcement and let us know. If you feel that there might be threats or you're scared or fear for your safety, you could still contact law enforcement and we'll make sure to keep that anonymous.
Is this trail, where this happened, is it a busy trail? Is it kind of a lonely trail?
Yes, sir.
Is that where?
I want to go back to that question you just said about where we want a message out to the community. Look, we put special care to this crime. We do special care to all sexual assault crimes. But like I said at the beginning, this was brazen. This happened in broad daylight. This happened in a walking trail. We wanted to hurry up and execute this warrant of arrest to give back the safety in that community. We started things here in Fort Bend County with our crime reduction unit, a special unit. All that its purpose is going to an area where we have a high rate of crime, and those units stay in that area to reduce that crime. Where it worked, we got tips. The victim, who I would like to call a survivor, she gave us a great description of this individual. So much so, when he turned himself in on some simple warrants, traffic warrants, things like that, he thought he disguised himself by shaving off his dreads. The description and the photo array of him, it was so close to match, the victim recognized him. So this was all done with the cooperation and the workings of all divisions, patrol, detectives, HPD helped us, the citizens of Fort Bend stepped up to let us know who this victim was. So this was everybody working together. That's why we made such a quick arrest in this case. And I can't thank the detectives in our investigation unit enough. They worked day and night on this case to make this arrest.
Sheriff, do you think this is his first time doing something like this?
This is under investigation. Is going to court, but we have his mode of MO was kind of similar in other situations. I can't really go into it right now because it's an ongoing case.
Any other questions? Any other questions?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much. There's partially survived.